Good evening. Glad to have everybody here tonight.
Amen.
Can anybody tell me the name of the book that was mentioned last night? That was one of them. What was the main one that Lance talked about? Blue Zone. That's it. Can anybody tell me how many discoveries they made that they think gives them the perfect health plan? How many? 9. I think I heard it. And how many do we disagree with? One. Can anybody tell me what that was? Wine, red wine. Exactly. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the health laws. Keys, however you want to talk about it. Lance hasn't mentioned this, but you might have picked this up. We teach from three different ways. First one is Bible. Second one is what we call inspiration. Third one is good science. Amen. Inspiration, for everybody who may not know, inspiration is anything that doesn't contradict the Bible. Tonight, I'm not a technical guy like Brother Andre and Brother Lance, so I'm going to talk from one of my favorite books as well. This is America's best home remedies book, Natural Remedies Encyclopedia. 730 different diseases it covers, 11,000 inexpensive home remedies. Inside this book, along with your index, you got Find It Fast section. It talks about how to maintain good health, get good health, help somebody else have good health. It talks about diseases. They're categorized by the different sections of the body. It does have an alphabetical list, but you need to find it quickly. Also, it has Find It Fast, sudden emergencies. This thing's going to teach you how to do CPR if someone's choking, vertigo, shock, bleeding. One of our favorites is if you're having a heart attack, what to do if you're by yourself or if someone's with you, they just can't do a whole lot. Tonight, as I said, we're going to talk about the 8 laws of health. This book has a complete section on the 8 laws of health. Now there's several different acronyms. Some of them say START new, like this one. There's a new START. It's nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trust in divine power. First thing is the air you breathe. It's all around us. We don't think about it, but we don't realize the importance of it. We don't realize that when we don't take deep inhalations, get good breath, we are giving our body a lack of oxygen, and that contributes to a numerous amount of different diseases that you don't even realize. The body needs oxygen. Oxygen is one of the most important aspects that you have need of in your blood. I wanted to read, this is also from Pathways, one of my other favorites, but it's got a little intro in here. It says, in order to have good blood, we must breathe well, full, deep inspirations of pure air, which fill the lungs with oxygen, purify the blood. They impart to it a bright color and send it a life-giving current to every part of the body. A good respiration soothes the nerves. It stimulates the appetite and renders digestion more perfect, and it induces sound, refreshing sleep. If an insufficient supply of oxygen is received, the blood moves sluggishly. The waste, the poisonous matter, which should be thrown off in the exhalations from the lung, is retained, and the blood becomes impure. Not only the lungs, but the stomach, liver, and brain are affected. The skin becomes sallow, digestion is retarded, the heart is depressed, the brain clouded, the thoughts are confused, gloom settles in upon the spirits, the whole system becomes depressed and inactive, the peculiarity susceptible to disease. Okay? So we got to have oxygen. Some easy ways to have pure oxygen is open the windows. When it starts getting stuffy, you need to keep a window open in your house at all times. Now I know up here in Mass, where I live, winters get pretty cold. You need to have a window open while you sleep. It doesn't have to be right on you. You don't need a draft. But you need to have a window open somewhere in your room so you can get an exchange of air. Get the old air out and the new air in. So we need to have an exchange of air. Make sense to everybody? Yeah. Very good. Each section is several pages, so if you're interested in finding out more information, this is a plethora of research and information. The next section is the sunshine on your body. Can anybody tell me why we need sunshine? Vitamin D. Okay? There's nothing on the planet that cannot or lives without sunshine. Can anybody tell me about anything more about vitamin D? Anything really important? Vitamin D is not a vitamin. Vitamin D is a hormone. And it is responsible for over 200 functions of the body. Now when we get out in the sun and the sun hits over the 3,000 square inches of skin on our body, and it hits them blood vessels underneath the skin, very microscopic blood vessels. The blood is carrying what we call sterols, what we know as cholesterol. So when it hits that cholesterol, it turns into vitamin D, which is actually a hormone. Okay? So we need that exchange. It's going to do several things. It's going to, this is based on research from Dr. Downs and Blunt. In 1887, they actually found this out. Discovered that sunlight can destroy harmful bacteria. Today, it is used to treat bacterial infections. Sunlight on the body dramatically lowers high blood pressure, decreases blood cholesterol by making that exchange, lowers excessively high blood sugars, and increases white blood cells. So it's vitally important that we get sunlight. Again, tonight I'm just hitting these things very briefly. We're going to talk about them each one on a specific night. And that's going to talk about that. The next one, the power of abstemiousness. I know it's a big, crazy word. I didn't know what it meant the first time, so I'm going to give you a definition. To be abstemious is to be moderate or sparing in the use of certain things, including an excess of even good food. Temperance has a similar meaning. It means to have moderation or self-restraint. Temperance can also mean to totally avoid certain substances or activities, and so does abstinence. So abstemiousness means to be temperate, but not just in all things, because there's things that are harmless, as we talked about, the red wine. We don't need to be abstemious from that. We need to abstain completely. No, we don't need temperance in it. We need to completely remove it. So temperate in all things, even good, and totally avoid anything that we should not have in our life. I like a couple of comments in here. We are here speaking of self-control. In order to succeed physically, mentally, and morally in life, we must have temperance in regards to things good, and abstinence is in regards to things harmful. In order to preserve health, temperance in all things is necessary. Temperance in labor, temperance in eating and drinking. True temperance teaches us to abstain entirely from what is injurious and to use judicious